Hello, and welcome to the 239th edition of Beer Issues. My name is Matt Bruckert, and I'm coming to you live here from Casa de Bruckert with another outstanding beer from the Brewers Advent Calendar 2021. Today, we're going to be having a unique beer. We're going to be having the Herrnbrau Zwickl Kellerbier. And you say to yourselves, that's a mouthful. What does all that mean? Well, I will tell you one thing. A Keller beer is also known as a cellar beer. And we've done one of these, but it's been a while. But they do that because they store the beer while it's getting ready in cooler temperatures in cellars and basements, okay? Zwickl means that it's unfiltered and unpasteurized lager, okay? So it's an unfiltered, unpasteurized lager. So you get that golden color, but you're getting the cloudiness in there. You still get great carbonation with the golden color with a nice white head. And the smell, let's see what the smell we get out of here. It smells like a lager. But there is a little bit of a sweetness to it. And a lot of times you find that like German lagers will have a little bit of a sweetness that they get from I'm assuming it's from the malts that they're getting that. Because the beers are all very pure, barley, hops, water. There's not a lot of variation in here in malts. Anyway, let's waste no time. Let's go ahead and dig into this beer. The beer is clocks in at for the limited reviews we got about 3.5 out of 5. And the ABV is at 5% alcohol by volume. So it's like perfect like lager type beer. And when you think of lagers in the United States, you're thinking about just the basic lagers. Your Boston lager might be one of your more flavorful ones. But Budweiser, things like that, those are all lagers. But German lagers are a little bit different, but they're still just a basic beer lover's beer. Or what did they say? I read it earlier. A beer that tastes like beer is what they call this beer. A beer that tastes like beer. So, you get so caught up in the fact that there's all these different flavored this and flavored that and IPA this and IPA that. This takes you back, and a lot of the beers that you're going to find in this takes you back to beer. Good beer, just the basics. No added flavors, no added stuff. It's just good beer. So I think that's one of the reasons that I truly love this pack, is because it takes you back to the basics of good beer. So delicious. Tastes like a lager, a typical lager, but it's got a sweetness, but also at the same time it has a little bit of a not hoppy bite, but there's a hop presence, if that makes any sense. So it starts off kind of malty and sweet, but then like right at the end you get that just like quick thing of hops, which it's excellent the way it comes across. Now this brewery has been around since 1882, and it's another one of those that has been with this Herrnbrau since 1882. But I think before that, in the general area, there was another brewery that's been around a lot longer than that, dating back to the 1700s. So this town where it's from, obviously makes some good beers. And this particular one is actually better known for their Hefeweizens than their Zwickl beers or their Keller beers. But I think they did an outstanding job on this. I like a good Keller beer. And the reason I like it is because it's, like I said, back to the basics of beer. What should a beer taste like? And this is, to me, spot on with the little bit of sweetness, malty sweetness in the front, a little bit of hop in the back. It's just perfectly done beer. Mm. Oh yeah, definitely. You know what I really love about it is the fact that while it has hops in it, it's like you get like a quick hit of the hops, but then it just kind of mellows out. It doesn't have like you drink American beers that they hop it up. Even in a lager, if you think about like, not to badmouth Samuel Adams, but their Boston lager, it's got a pretty strong hop presence. These are more of the German hops, so they are crisp and they give a nice crispness to the beer. Not Christmas, but crispness. And it's just a well done beer. Actually, as we go through here, and I'm not going to do a beer issues on every one of these. I just want to tell everybody up front. I'm just trying to pick out a few so people can really understand how good these beers are. But 24 beers, all kinds of styles, and all of them are excellent representations of their style of beer. So make sure you check it out. If you can ever find this pack, make sure you get it. Now, if you've enjoyed this, make sure you tell your friends about how much fun we're having talking about great beers and drinking great beers. Make sure if they want any cool Beer Issues gear, go to shop.beerissues.com to get all your cool Beer Issues gear. And as my wife likes to say, I have beer issues.